So, hi there. What I wanted to do today is to go through the elements of time management. So I've put together a slideshow, and I thought what we will do is go through each slide and then see how we get on. So, okay then, what we are going to now look at is how the time management affects the things that you do and how you get on with it to make yourself more effective in daily life, in your work, and everything really. So our agenda is for looking at how we spend our day, mindset, how to set up your day for being successful, to plan your day, the week ahead, saboteurs, the unexpected, and then your questions. So if we look at the first slide, that's time management. So how do you spend your day? What gets in the way of your day? How do you normally deal with it? List down as many things as you have as your to-dos in your day, which you feel are things that you're having to do. Now, look at them and see what they are. Normally, people don't even realize, but between going shopping and writing an email to doing a presentation like this one, you actually don't realize that it is quite time consuming. When you've done that, you've also got to think about how's your actual mindset towards what you're doing. Do you feel that it is hard to get yourself started in the day because you're thinking there's so much to be done and there's not enough time in the day to do it? How do you normally plan your time? Do you work within a certain method and say to yourself at 5 o'clock, that's it, I'm going to switch off? Do you have, with your attitude, is it positive or negative? It sounds like a silly question, but if your approach is a positive one, it means that you're probably going to be more effective with what you do. Are you mostly positive or negative towards your day? If you think that things are going to go wrong, you can guarantee they will go wrong. If you've got a positive attitude towards your day, you can almost guarantee everything will work out as you expect it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the most crucial slide of the whole lot. How to set up your day for being successful by planning. So out of the list of daily objectives, go through and number them. Go through and work out which ones are least important to which ones are most important. So least is 0, most is 5. Now, what I would like you to do is to go through your list and actually put a number next to them. So when you say most important, these are the things that are urgently needing your attention. They're important to get done. They've got some sort of significant value around them to get them out of the way. They're normally the things probably you don't want to do because they're quite a big thing. But actually by getting it done, it's going to give you a lot more progress. So once you've gone through your list, you've put a number next to it from 5 being most important and urgent, to 4 being important, to 3 being averagely important, and 2 not necessarily important, 1 not important, 0 just a waste of your time. Go through them and make sure you're quite critical with yourself when you're doing that. So how do you normally plan your time? Well, the best way to plan your time is to break your day up into 3 segments. Segment 1 is from probably about 9 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And that would be the time when you are most alert, most reactive to what's happening in your day. So whatever it is at a number 5, your number 5s go in that part of the day. Between the hours of 1 and 3, you'll put your number 4s or your number 3s. You might have some more number 5s that need to go in there, so number 3s will come out and you'll put your 5s in there. But between that time of 1 and 3, that's where the not urgent but important things go. Then in the afternoon, you've got from 4, let's say from 4 to 5 or 4 till 6. That will be when you look at the least important things. Now, what you've actually done with that is you've structured your day now so that you understand what your priorities are and what needs to be done first before you can concentrate on the more fun things, let's say. It gives you a mindset to say that I am focused and I am going to be proactive, because your attitude towards everything that you take on board is about either being positive or negative towards it. So looking at it again and saying to yourself, what am I being at the moment? Am I going to be positive? Am I going to be negative? That's how your day normally will end up. So once you've actually looked at that for your day, that's your structure. So nothing else should be coming in between that. It's really important to have that self-discipline, to say to yourself, that's how I'm going to focus my day, and you really do need to stick to it. So now we look at the week ahead, being proactive, not reactive. We will now look at how you break up your week. Now, following the same principles as you have for your day, where everything that's urgent and important is done in the morning from 9 till 12, you can then set up and give yourself one important project a week. It might be a project or it might be an objective. It doesn't matter which one. It's just the most important thing for you to feel like you've accomplished it. That's all we're looking for. And when you've done that, you can then look at planning your month and then go as far as your year. So in that month, what is the most important objective? Again, what is it that you would feel accomplished to achieve? Again, at the end of the year, if you had set yourself a yearly objective to earn another £20,000 in the year, let's say, it would be looking back and thinking, what are the things that you've done that have created that? Because that is all about self-worth and valuing yourself and your time towards that, because it is a commitment to yourself that's really required. We now look at the aspect of the saboteurs, the real danger, how to stop your inner saboteur, the outer saboteur, what's important for the inner and the outer saboteur to know, and then making it clear. So how do you stop the inner saboteur? Well, the inner saboteur is that little voice that's on your shoulder or in your head that's saying you can't do it, or telling you to go and do something else, because at least by doing something else, you feel happier about it, or it's easier, or, you just really don't want to do the other thing. But, what's going on with that inner saboteur is it's you having then this idea of being scared of failure. And that if you're letting that take over with that one thing, that will affect everything. Because in life, if you're listening to the things that are making you feel insecure or not able to achieve, that inner saboteur is taking over, and it will take over your life and it will make you feel very unhappy. So you need to be able to stick to your structure so the inner saboteur doesn't get the better of you. The outer saboteurs, these are the people that distract you, whether it's on the phone or through emails or somebody walking in and saying to you, have you done this? Have you done that? You need to be able to say to them, look, this is how I'm spending my time. I'm between the hours now of 9 till 12. I am focused on these things. If you want to come back and see me after this, maybe at 1 o'clock or between 12:30 and 1, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. If it's something that's very urgent, then obviously we can talk about that, but I will need you to understand that it has to be super important for it to disturb me. Most people will actually think about what you've just said to them, and they will actually appreciate and respect you for setting out that your time is very, very important. So what is important for these inner and outer saboteurs to know? And that is that you do value your time, and you are not going to allow yourself or other people to distract from that. So it is very important that you make that perfectly clear to everyone and commit. The unexpected, tripping up. What's caught you by surprise? What's unexpected for you? List what normally crops up. Are you feeling guilty? What's out time? So here we are. You've got something that's happened. Somebody's got ill or needs to go to the hospital, and it's taking you by surprise, or there's a fire in the corner, or something unexpected has happened. Think about all the things that have happened to you in the past that have cropped up, and how that's normally affected you, because you've then had to be very reactive. Has it made you feel guilty? Well, I think it would, especially if you're thinking that you're trying to stick to your structure, and then you're unable to do that because something else has come along that's very unexpected. And unexpected things happen to us all the time, I can assure you. But it's about understanding that those unexpected things are going to happen. But you can get back to your structure. You can get back to it the next day or the afternoon, or you can get back to it the next week. At the worst case scenario, if it's really unexpected and life-changing, you can get back to it the following month or whenever. But then I would say also, when you've got this time, which is called the out time, that's the time between the first session, which was 9 till 12, and then your next session, which starts at 1, you've got an hour there. That's your out time. That's when you do the unexpected things, if it can fit within that hour. That's when you have your telephone calls or your meetings with people who need to speak to you urgently. That time in the afternoon from like 1 till 3, and then you've got from 3 till 5 when you're actually then back at work. You've then got the out time there at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever time you want to. But you know in yourself that you've got those pockets of time in that day, in that week, that you can put together, and you can spend doing the other nicer things, if you like, that maybe interest you, or people that need your time. You can actually take days off as well, because this structure is about when you're working, but certainly it's not about being constantly working. So even if you take a day out, doing something nice, going to the beach, going out for the day, you can then come back to it the next day knowing how your structure needs to be, because you've now got it in your head. So, questions. What have you learned about your current working ways? Do you think there are areas to improve yourself? How will they now change? What will you do differently from that working plan which I've given you, which should be a very, very important resource for you? Are you going to start using it? What if your structure starts to fall apart? I've said to you, things happen in life. You cannot control what's outside of your control. You can control the things that you want to do in your structured day, but there's always the unexpected and there's the saboteurs. But it's how you approach it is what sort of difference you get with your outcome. So that time you allow yourself to go and do the things if the structure falls apart, and then you go back to it, whether it's the next day or the next week. Who can help you get back on track? Well, people like myself for a start. I can help you with your structuring your day, with your calendar, with your diary. But if there's other people that you can trust, that you can rely on, maybe they can help you jog you back into the structure. So I'd say please share your constructive comments on the Billingshurst and Horsham Chamber of Commerce Facebook page, and also the Billingshurst and Horsham Chamber of Commerce website, which is www.bhcc.co.uk. Lastly, just remember a summary to this webinar is what are the things you need to really consider. So remember, you are a human being. You are allowed to be human. You are not a robot. You don't have to feel guilty when things get in the way, and you don't have to feel guilty about how you're spending your time. But really, if you're going to maximize your time, planning your day and setting out the time segments for you for the day, week, month, and year will really help you. What is my daily objective? What is my weekly objective? What is it I really want to achieve for the year? And then at the end of that, you know you can really relax. You know that now you are going to perform at your very peak as a CEO would, because you know what? They've got the same amount of time in a day as you and me. And they are the ones that are there to have to really manage their time. So if they can do it, so can we. Thank you very much for joining into this session. The next session to log into is in 2 weeks' time at 2 o'clock. That will be goal setting. So we will look at these objectives. My name's Julia Searle, and I like empowering people with businesses. If there's anything you need to discuss, as I say, you can call me or you can contact me by email or on the website anytime or through the Chamber of Commerce group too. Thanks again and goodbye.